Doris Day was the quintessential American sweetheart, adored by millions for her infectious charm and squeaky clean image. She was a Hollywood icon, a beloved actress, and a symbol of wholesome entertainment in a time of social upheaval. But as we peel back the layers of her life, we discover a woman who was far more complex than her carefully crafted public persona. Day's personal life was marked by a series of tumultuous relationships and struggles with mental health, and yet she managed to maintain her positive outlook and captivating persona despite the challenges she faced. So join me on a journey of discovery as we explore the real story behind the beloved Hollywood star and uncover the fascinating truth behind her captivating facade. During the 1950s and 1960s, Doris Day was one of the most beloved actresses in America, with many successful films to her credit. However, people who were close to her claim that in the last days of her life she was subject to manipulation by those around her. Doris Day effortlessly embodied a contradictory and patriarchal vision of idealized womanhood. Although Doris Day's image projected a cheerful, quintessentially American girl-next-door character, her career was the result of a great deal of hard work that made her more complex and realistic than she appeared. Additionally, despite her embodiment of a fading ideal of the perfect woman, Day's personal life exemplified the vast gap between that image and actual reality. Doris Day faced numerous challenges in her personal relationships, as many of the men she was involved with were violent, abusive, and controlling. She spoke publicly about her first husband, a musician with whom she had a child, who she described as a psychopathic sadist. Her subsequent marriages were no less tumultuous. Her third husband, an agent, Martin Melcher, managed her financial affairs and left her with a staggering debt of $500,000. Doris Day married Al Jordan, a trombonist she had worked with in various bands, in 1941 at the age of 17. However, her husband soon became violent and made death threats against her. Day found herself in a difficult situation, as the man she had married was not the same person she had fallen in love with. Al Jordan was a tall, good-looking man, but when they first met, Doris Day found him to be one of the gloomiest people she had ever encountered. Despite this initial impression, he asked her out to dinner, and their time together was enjoyable and light-hearted. However, Day should have recognized the warning signs of Jordan's Jekyll and Hyde personality. Despite this, Day found Jordan's glamorous persona appealing, and they began seeing each other every night. Jordan became possessive and jealous, even becoming angry if Day spoke to another man, but she believed his jealousy was a form of flattery. She had identified as love was in fact jealousy, an unhealthy and pathological jealousy that would go on to make the next several years of her life a complete nightmare. If she hadn't been pregnant with their kid, she would have left him. Sentimental Journey, the song that would make her famous, was published in 1944. The song went on to become Doris's go-to melody. Despite her success in the entertainment industry, Doris Day was not always the easiest person to work with. She was often not very likable and could be rather immodest when discussing her own talents. However, her peers recognized that her immense talent was something to be respected, which allowed them to overlook these personality flaws. On the other hand, Day had a reputation for throwing epic tantrums if she didn't get her way, often slamming doors, cursing, and making threats to return to Cincinnati. Despite leaving Al Jordan, she quickly fell in love again, this time with saxophonist George Weidler, who allegedly couldn't handle his wife's fame, a choice that proved to be just as ill-fated as her previous marriage. Doris Day's third husband, Martin Melcher, was her producer, and he notoriously mismanaged her $20 million fortune, which she only discovered after his death in 1969. Day was forced to take on The Doris Day Show on CBS to pay off her debts. While many people associate Day with the cheerful and upbeat characters she portrayed in her movies, her personal life was filled with a great deal of tragedy, which was not as well known to the public. Click here to watch this video next.